Hello, my name is NJ Franco, and here's everything that I plan on reading during Pride Month this year, also known as the month of June. Starting off with the two books I'm the most excited about reading, and that is, first, The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan, which is about Nico D'Angelo, one of my favorite characters from the Percy Jackson universe, and his boyfriend, Will Solace. Now, the reason I'm the most excited about this is one, it stars Nico, who's my second favorite character from the Percy Jackson universe. My number one favorite now is Leo, but regardless. But the other reason is Will Solace. Supposedly, according to Rick Riordan himself, Will Solace is actually bisexual. Okay, so Nico, the way I'm understanding it, he is fully gay, but his boyfriend over here is bisexual, which I'm the most excited about because I am a bisexual man, and I feel like we are not very well represented in literature. There's plenty of like bisexual women out there and whatnot, but I don't really know of any bisexual men. So the fact that this book supposedly has a character that is a male bisexual, I'm very excited about that. Now I'm just hoping that while Rick Riordan did confirm that Will Solace is bisexual, I'm hoping that it's like further confirmed like in the book, and it's not just something Rick Riordan said. I hope there's like some bit of dialogue or a flashback or something that like double confirms, he's not just into men, but women as well. Now, so supposedly this book is about again Nico and Will. They have to go to Tartarus, which those of you that aren't really familiar with Greek mythology or the Percy Jackson universe or anything like that, Tartarus is basically Greek hell. Okay, it is like the worst of the worst places for demons and monsters and whatnot to go to. And they have to go there to rescue their friend named Bob. Okay, he's a former Titan, and for those of you who have read Heroes of Olympus, you know who Bob is. Anyway, in the other book, its sequel is Court of the Dead, which again star Nico and Will again, but this one I kind of skimmed over what the book was about, and it's basically what if monsters decided to not be evil. So yeah. Anyway, I had to check out the sequel. Now, the reason I've actually been holding off on this book for so long, because I've had this book in my possession for probably about a year, okay, at least. But when I found out that there was going to be a sequel to it, I'm like, okay, well, let me hold off on reading this until the sequel comes out. But it came out on hardcover, of course. I'm like, well, let me wait a little bit longer because, I want the paperback I have to match, so I'm going to wait till this book comes out on paperback. But now I'm kind of growing impatient, and now that it's June, I'm like, screw it, I'm tired of waiting. So I have one paperback and one hardcover for the series, and they don't match, but whatever, I was growing impatient. Anyway, I have two other books I'm going to get to in a minute, but I'm actually going to skip to the fifth one that I plan on reading this month because I have it on physical. The other two books that I plan on consuming this month are digital, so I'll get to those in a minute. But if I have time, because I usually get about 4 books done in a month, and I have 5 on this list, I average about 4 in a month. So if I have time, I was going to read Alchemy and a Cup of Tea, which is the final book in the Teen Tome series, which is about these two. Is about Reina and Chiante. They are actually now married. Spoilers. They start out in the series as girlfriends, and then they get engaged, and now they're married. But yeah, so it's about a same-sex relationship between two women, and it's the 5th book in the series. The 4th book in the series. So I just if I have time, I'm gonna finish that series off as well. But it's at the bottom of my priority list. Now, the other 2 books that I have planned to read, like I said, are digital copies. So I'm actually gonna have to bring out my phone and look at my notes so I can remember the name of them and who wrote them. Oh, and by the way, Alchemy and a Cup of Tea was written by Rebecca Thorne. I meant to mention that earlier. Also, if you want to check out any of my other reviews from the rest of the books in her series, I'll post a link to the playlist down below of all my reviews for that. But anyway, if you'll just give me 1 second, I'll get my notes for the other 2 books I'm consuming. So one of them is actually on Kindle, and one of them is on audiobook. More specifically, I'm listening to it on Spotify. I try to have at least one audiobook available for me to listen to for like when I'm cooking or cleaning or whatever. If I have if I'm doing something else, but I want to consume a book, I like to have an audiobook available for me to listen to while I do other things. So anyway, so the book I actually plan on listening to the book I plan on reading on Kindle is called The Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by Jay Penner. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've actually already started this book. I started reading it. And now there's actually no way I was going to be able to finish it by June. So I'm like, you know what? It's got a same-sex couple in the book. I'll get more into that in a second. But I'm like, I just barely started this book. It's got a same-sex couple in it. They're kind of main characters. I'll go ahead and just chalk it into the Pride Month reading list I'm going to do. So, like I said, there is a same-sex couple in this book, so I'm counting it as my Pride Month TBR, because if you haven't noticed, every book I'm mentioning has LGBT characters in it. That's the whole point. Anyway, so the main character, she is not part of the LGBT as far as I can tell. However, her two neighbors, she has these two neighbors that are both orc men, and they are a same-sex couple. And while they are not main characters, they are still important to the plot. So I'm like, you know what? They're not like the main characters, but still important. They're gay. I'm just going to chuck them into Pride Month. But anyway, the other book that I'm going to actually be listening to, because like I said, I like to try to have one available on Spotify for me to listen to on audiobook, is called Our Rogue Fates by Sarah Glenn Marsh. Now, for the life of me, I can't remember what this book is about. I know I got on Threads, and I was like, hey, I need some, like, LGBT, Pride Month books, recommendations for, me to listen to for Pride Month. And someone recommended this. I read the plot. I remember I liked it. And also, if you look at the cover, there's two guys on it that look like they're getting ready to kiss. So I'm guessing it's, has a same-sex male couple in it. In fact, I remember skimming over the description, and it said M/M, so I'm guessing there's gay characters in it, which is the whole point of the TBR for this month. So I'm gonna be listening to that. Now, I actually do have a couple more books I want to talk about, though. Those are the books I plan on consuming this month, but I have some other books that I would like to recommend that I've already read, and I will be posting links to my reviews of those books down below if you want to get more information on them. But if you're looking for your own books to read or consume this Pride Month, and all the other ones, all the ones I already mentioned, you've already read or don't sound that interesting, or whatever the case may be, don't worry, I have 4 more for you to potentially want to read. So, starting off with The Halflings Harvest by S.L. Rowland. So basically, this is a sapphic romance between Poppy and Marigold, a halfling and a gnome, and it's centered around a winemaking competition. And the town they live in is kind of like the Shire, so just kind of like imagine the Shire but with lesbians. Okay, there's more to it than that, but that's basically it. A same-sex relationship between Mary and Poppy, a halfling and a gnome, and it's centered around a winemaking competition. So if you like halflings, gnomes, lesbians, or wine, or the Shire, check this out. Next is Legends and Lattes, which is basically what if a orc opened up a coffee shop. I feel like by now this book is so popular, most people have either already read it or at least heard of it, but it's another sapphic romance between Viv and Tandri, a orc and a succubus. Next, this is actually book 1 in the one of the books I mentioned, Alchemy and a Cup of Tea. Well, this is the first book in that series. I actually recommend the whole series. But Can't Spell Treason Without Tea by, again, Rebecca Thorne. It's about this already established sapphic relationship between Reyna and Chianti. Reyna, she is an ex-palace guard, and Chianti is the mage is the Archander. She's basically like the head mage and stuff like that. They decided to basically quit their day jobs and open up a tea/library/bookshop thing. But anyway, it's got lesbians, so gotta love that. And last but not least, another book by S.L. Rowland, Cursed Cocktails, which if you've read Legends and Lattes, and you liked Legends and Lattes, and you're like, huh, I wonder what Legends and Lattes would be like, except instead of two women getting together, it was two men. That'd basically be Cursed Cocktails. Okay, so basically, Cursed Cocktails, Roran the elf, and what was it, Callum? Shoot, I actually feel bad. I can't forget his name. This guy. They basically open up this bar together, and they end up getting feelings for each other. And by the end of the book, they become a couple. So basically, Legends and Lattes, but it's a bar and it's two guys. So anyway, highly recommend this book too. So anyway, that's it for me. So if you have any other books that you would like to recommend or that you really feel are good to read during Pride Month, you know, because they have LGBT characters or whatever the case may be, please by all means comment them below. I'd love to hear about them, even if I don't have time to read them this month because my month is pretty full. Still, I love reading books about LGBT characters, you know, year round, and also put them below to, you know, have other people potentially, you know, look at your comments and get their own recommendations as well. But anyway, I've said enough, so that's it for me. So until next time, remember, nothing in life is free except for liking, commenting, and subscribing. See ya.